Hey, what's up going on there? Squiddies! Yes, it's me. I'm back. It's been about another couple of weeks. It's been hectic, folks. It's been very, I want to say intrusive, but that's not a good word. Um, it's been hectic, It's like I gone through jobs, different jobs. Uh, you ever gone through like a go to a job and because I've been doing deliveries for it at one place. And and I like it. I love doing the job. Love doing the job. Just I don't want to deliver stuff when it's like snowing or bad weather. So I want to get like some kind of regular, kind of job. Work during the week, do it on the weekends. The delivery job. But I tried this one job, and now correct me if I'm wrong. But see now I'm 51. I've been working in warehouse and all this other different places for like 30 years. So I know the ins and outs of like forklifts, scan guns, whatnot, stocking, unwrapping, whatever. Um, so I go to this job. I don't want to say the job because I'm not mad about the job. It's just they tell you to do a certain thing, which you do it. But they tell me like so many times, like, oh, and the worst thing that they can ever say is like, yeah, I don't feel like you're reaching your potential. And I'm like, I know what my potential is. I've done it 30 years and all this. And you're asking me something that is done by like people that are 20 and don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm doing the thing, but I just I hate it, you know. So then I went back to do the delivery job, trying to do it, do it full time, um, which I love. I love, I'm not going to say the name, but uh, I love doing the deliveries. Now I get to train uh a friend of mine, so he's going to be doing this, uh, and it's all good. But that's the whole thing. I just wanted to get that out my chest for some reason. Hmm. Um, Tomorrow, well, actually later tonight, daylight savings time. We we get an extra hour of sleep, but we lose daylight. Any other time I don't really mind losing daylight, but I don't like coming home from work in the dark when it should be light. If you're coming home 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it should be semi light out when you get home, and then it gets dark by 7. Not like it's going to get dark at 4:30, where, even at that time, cartoons are still fucking going on. Um, so, you're going to make sure you set your clocks, so should be at 2 o'clock in the morning. For people that don't have the automated things of, time be able to set themselves, and you have to set the clocks that they have, like the cranks, or in the car. The car, you have to do it by hand. Sometimes they don't do this shit by themselves. Um, so you just set that up. Like I said, you get an extra hour of sleep, but you're losing fucking daylight, folks. And that really sucks. Especially when it gets, past December. But we are in the Thanksgiving mood, giving thanks, Um, that's in a couple of weeks. Uh, so now I think everybody can do their Christmas, whatever. I'm planning to do my Christmas shopping, trying to get it done. And I'm doing Christmas shopping. I'm just saying it because I know some of my family members they listen, so I'm not saying what. Uh, so daylight savings time. And speaking of family, family is getting together for Halloween. Halloween was 2 days ago. Um, hope everybody had a festive Halloween. And what did you dress up as? Put it in the comments and YouTube. Uh, message me on whatever platform you're listening this to. Uh, you know, and what Halloween kind of outfit did you have? Me, I played an adult. Me and my brother were like, we're being adults today. Because we always dress up every year, even to the point where our sister is like, you're boring. But let alone that she was dressed up as boring on what's that movie? Inside Out 2. So she was, I think, boring. My brother-in-law was angry, which is a great costume. Love the hair and the tight thing. We call it, all redness kind of thing. Had the suit thing. Fucking perfect. My niece, I think, was I don't know if it's sad or envied. It's green. I'm not sure. Uh, I forgot what it was. I seen the first one. I didn't really see the second one yet. Um, who else? So it was because me and my brother and my sister, we always get together and we always do trick or treating with the three nephews and the niece. And usually the nephews have like their friends over, and we go in a big group kind of thing. And but let alone it was me, my brother, my sister-in-law, my old brother-in-law, uh, my sister, and you know the youngest nephew and niece and the niece. Yeah, so we go and we do our thing. So, uh, but it's strange. It's like Halloween is like the biggest for me. It's like the biggest holiday. People go out there, you dress up whatever you want, but it was dead. Not not you know, not to be a pun about it, it was just dead. I mean, there was no way around. It was just like we went like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Kids get out of school at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I went to my brother's house and I seen like two sets of groups of kids. There's a one town I see them in another town. It was one, and then we go when there's like maybe a couple of little kids, a couple of this, and, that, and we're just walking. Usually there's like a shitload of kids walking around. Nothing. I was like, holy shit, we get on this one street that we go on every year. We're just standing there. Me and my sister are like, this is sad. There's like nobody here. The whole street's like dead. I was like, God, maybe I should have dressed up or something. I don't know. But the only reason why I didn't dress up because I was in the mood, but I could not think of a good costume. And plus, I've been going through hassle with work and all that, and money wise, and I want to get this and this, you know, pay bills, and we doing adult stuff. Uh, so we do that. Um, but also with Halloween, there is camping. And when camping comes around, what do you think of? No, not Jehovah's Witness. No, you think of Jason Voorhees, or you think of Hatchet, or you think of that forest that has flowers that look like vaginas and branches that look like penises and Harvest Lake. You think it's Harvest Lake. That is one fucked up movie. What is your fucked up movie? What's the most movie that's fucked up that it could be a horror movie, it could be a rom-com, it could be a cartoon. It could be anything. But what is the most outlandish movie you're just looking at it going like, what the fuck am I watching? Put it in the comments. Like I said, put it in the comments. If you watch this on YouTube, or if you're listening to this to anywhere that you're listening to podcasts, put it in the message area and give your vast opinions. Yeah. And I will try to come about and read them and also put questions there. What do you want to hear? You want to hear me, ask questions like where was I born? Or, how was I as a kid? Or, did I chase Jehovah's Witness off the property? Did I do the, you know, did I give Elvis Presley a peanut butter and banana sandwich? I don't know, maybe. But, I'd done some drunken shit. I don't know. Like I tried doing stuff like on that movie program, just lay in the middle of the road and see cars coming by like this. But no. But I love camping. And my worst fear, and that's nothing. What's your worst fear? You know, my worst fear is I love going camping. Here's the worst fear. There's two worst fears. I don't. I'm not good. I mean, I don't. Two worst fears that I dread. One, laying on the ground. I'm getting to that age. I can't get off the fucking ground. And a lot of you people that are listening, and a lot of my friends that are in the podcast business, like I am, you know what I'm talking about. So you want to get on one of those cots, or you get a camper, which years back when I was a young lad stallion, um, me and my friend Key would go and it's like we see these people coming out of their campers, ha, doing all this camper stuff. It's like bringing your own fucking house with you. All of a sudden, now you're getting older. You're like, it's not really a bad fucking idea now. Nice cushioned bed, you get in there, no problem. But the thing that really gets the fear going? Bigfoot might come into your come right into your your camper and drag you out and pull you in and or pull you out. That's my fear. My fear of Bigfoot dragging me out of a tent or the camper in my sleeping bag. Yes, I would be having a sleeping bag on the bed, because I don't want to change sheets. I just wrap it up, put it on the and hopefully he doesn't swing me around like a pinata and then hit me by a tree like Jason Voorhees did in Friday the 13th part. I'm gonna say 6 or 5. I don't know. No, 4. I think it's 4. But anyway, that's my fear. Bigfoot coming by, taking me out of my camper, swinging me like a pinata in the sleeping bag, smashes me against the tree, and I'm dead. Yes. Um, so also, what I got the daylight savings time. I did the Halloween 2 days ago. Um, the worst thing. Now, let's get to this one. Now, I saw this book. Me and my girlfriend. We went to. We had to get Christmas cards. We kind of did the whole laminated picture thing. So went to go pick up the stuff at Walgreens. And I seen this book this few days before Halloween, and I was going to try to do this on Halloween, but yet again, when you work so much and you're trying to work a lot, and you get fucking tired, So, but I came across this. You can read it. Here we go. Yes. So it is Spooky America. It is the Ghostly Tales of Long Island. It's in Walgreens. Decent price. Yeah. So, and Long Island, they have very haunted areas. I've mentioned a couple of these areas probably 5 episodes ago, maybe, possibly. Which I know there is one or two that I've done in here, which I'm not going to go again and do. But I'm going to look for one and see that the one I don't know about, which I've seen this one and I don't think I ever read this, but it is called the Fiorello Dolce Bakery in Huntington. Now, Huntington, for me, now I live in Long Island, New York, and a lot of people are like, "Where the fuck is that?" It, you look on the map, and you look where New York is, and you see this long stretch. It looks like a huge fucking whale or somebody's penis just hanging out there. I don't know, but like a whale penis, um, that's Long Island right there. That's or say New York, Long Island. Um, but Huntington is like somewhere in the middle, like smack dab, like somewhere in the middle and all that. I'm like towards the end where the fishtail part of the whole thing is. So it's a pretty good drive. So Huntington, Fiorio, Fiorio Dolce Bakery, Fiorll, Fiorello, Dolce Bakery in Huntington, Part Two. Okay, so think of all the wonderful things you could find in a bakery: giant cookies, fudgy brownies, chocolate cakes, and sometimes ghosts. Uh, they don't have that in there. I just put that in. So a little snazzy, huh? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so at the Fiorello, I think I did it right. Fiorello Dolce Bakery in Huntington, the bakery's owner and chef, Gerard Fia, Fioravante, believes he has a haunting on his hands. Could it be true? Here's a question. Does a bakery ghost have a sweet tooth? You ever had one of those candy ghost cookies? That's good. I wonder if that's the same. I don't know. Does it ever stick its ghost fingers in the frosting? Could it be ghost fingers? It could be another body part. Could be. We might never know the answers to change the page. Those questions. But if we take a look back, we can understand why some ghosts chose this bakery. In the 1900s, there were row houses in the area where Ferrero Dolce Bakery now sits. Row houses are houses that share walls with their neighbors. Imagine a very long house separated so that each family had a slice of the house to call their own. Yeah, you like that bakery slice. They're, they're, they're segments. No, segways. Segways. Love segways. Yeah. Anyway, so we're getting into the here we go. Okay, one and the two. Uh, Imagine a very long house separated. Yes, we did that one. For many years, these particular now houses were home to poor workers and had fallen into bad condition. Yeah, we all been there. It starts all the way down there. In the early 1970s, 3 years earlier when I was born. um, the row houses were demolished to make space for parking lots and businesses, but they didn't get rid of everything. The ghost of Eddie. Okay, now, to me, the name Eddie, it could mean a ghost. It could mean a spokesperson for Iron Maiden. Eddie, the oh, what the fuck is those things called? The icon for of the band. God, I've been a long time we call it doing stuff. I can't even think of fucking words to put like that. But anyway, A man rumored to have died outside the row houses stuck around. Chef Gerard is certain that Eddie visits him from time to time. He's a relatively quiet ghost, and he's also the oldest ghost at the bakery. I wonder if he's going to retire. Does he get a pension? I don't know. He might get the pension. Yes, there are more than one ghost at the bakery. According to the chef, the bakery has also had many incredible ghost visitors who cause all sorts of mischief for him and the staff. Gerard, one of the ghosts likes to whisper. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the whisper. Um, Chef Gerard's name late at night or early in the morning when there's no one else in the bakery. Spooky, right? Yes. Would you what would you do if a ghost called your name? What would you do for a contact? Or would you run? Would you answer back? I wouldn't run. I'll answer back. Do you want sprinkles? Uh, More mischief happens during the night when the bakery lights go out. Of course, it's not going to do it in the fucking daytime. What the fuck? No. Right, Frankie? You're not saying anything today. What the fuck? Um, I know. You're listening to the story. Okay, pay attention. Yeah. Okay. Pastry carts move on their own. Oven doors slam closed. Paper towels unfurl. How do paper towels unfurl? Frankie, what the hell is an unfurl? But stop being silent and women. I know you like the strong and silent type, but this is fucking ridiculous. But furl, where the fur unfurl, and buckets mysteriously flying off the shelves. In the morning, Chef Gerard and the other bakers find these ghostly surprises. For the chef, there is no other explanation. When left alone in the bakery, the residents ghosts like to make a mess. Turns out the chef thinks that some of these mysterious ghosts are his friends and family members. Aunt Angie, who passed away 10 years ago, she's always here at the bakery with my grandmother, taking care of the front of the store and keeping customers out of the kitchen, he says. He also believes that one ghost, Charlie, is the bakery's landlord who died several years back at the age of 92. When Charlie was alive, he absolutely loved the bakery and visited whenever he could. He enjoyed the pastries almost as much as he loved showing Chef Gerard a better way to make them. He say to the chef, "Oh, let me tell you how to make it." Hmm. This drove the chef a little crazy, but he still loved getting visits from Charlie, and he still does, even now that Charlie's a ghost. I think Charlie's responsible for all the little things that are happening in the bakery kitchen. When a knife falls and slides across the table, when, you know, if a knife falls and slides across the table, that's when you run for fucking cover. They can fly and impale, but it doesn't say it. When the spatulas rattle. Spatulas don't rattle, snakes do. I hate snakes. Um, when the when the rolling rack moves, I thought they said lean back. No, lean back. My money, my money, my money. When the parchment paper comes flying out of its compartment, when the spoons fall, says Chef Gerard. It sure sounds like Charlie still loves showing the chef that he's the boss of the kitchen. Chef Gerard isn't the only one who has had the luck or misfortune of seeing and hearing the haunted residents of the bakery. Other members of the staff have had their own chilling encounters. One day, Christy, who helped run the bakery, went into the walk-in refrigerator to get supplies. She heard someone whistle at her from inside the refrigerator. She ran out terrified and told her coworkers, "Someone just whistled at me." It sounded so real and loud, but there was definitely no one else in there with her. She checked every corner for the sign of another person with no luck. Could it have been a ghost? Chrissy thought it could be. After a few minutes, she got up the courage and yelled back in the refrigerator, "Stop whistling at me!" She swears she heard a grunting sound in reply, and then the whistling stopped. I wonder what that ghost was doing. News out. Um, and then the whistling stopped. The ghost listened. She never heard the whistling noise again. With all these hauntings, do customers stay away from the bakery? No way. Theorelio Dolce Bakery still serves customers every day, and the customers don't care if it's haunted so long as they get their fill of its delicious sweet treats. Um, yes, that's mild actually, because I heard some crazy other one. But I'm going to do one other one. Um, this one I know for a fact because I had a friend of mine. Backstory. Um, I had a friend of mine that I worked with at another job, and his side job he loves doing reenactments for. He loves war memorabilia. He loves everything about it. So he would go and do the war reenactment at the one that I'm going to be doing right now is the old Bethpage Village restoration. So there's two halves. Um, and this is an old Bethpage. There's two halves actually. So one half is the battleground, um, an old Bethpage. So they got all the thing where you can read remake we call war stories and whatnot. Another one is the other half is more um, village type things where kids will go to school, but they use, they'll use like something like not pens, but more the acrylic kind of thing where they dip it into the ink, and then they're like, oh, okay, you know, and then they do cursive writing and whatnot, and then the bakeries, and they go out to the fields and milk cows and whatnot. Excuse me. So, but yeah, that with all that going on, there has to be some kind of like apparitions or stuff that goes on because there was war everywhere. So that can happen. So I'm going to go and do this second story, which I'm not sure. I know I talked about it, but I don't think I really got into uh details of this one. But I like how this one does her research and all that. So here we go. The old Bethpage Village restoration. You can time travel at the old Bethpage Village restoration, a colonial farming village located in Nassau County, which is like closer to, not closer to the city, but it's like half of Long Island. So Long Island, you got Suffolk, and they'll have you got Nassau. Nassau is like uh closer to the borders of the city somewhat. So um there you'll be transported back to the 1800s when candy cost a penny in the general store. Blacksmiths forged horseshoes and workers churned butter by hand. Keep walking the paths and you'll see rows of sturdy homes that have stood for over 100 years. These homes were plucked from all over Long Island, from the North Fork to Smithtown, which I was born, to Woodbury, which has a lot of concerts, to Hempstead, and moved to the village of the late 1960s when the old Bethpage Village restoration opened to the public in 1970. Again, 3 years before I got pushed out. um, All the homes have been restored so visitors can see and experience what life was like for Long Island families in the 19th century. And when the workers moved their houses, did they bring with them more than walls, windows, and doors? Could it be the spirits of their former owners came along too? That's what people think. Let's look more closely at three of these houses: the Williams farmhouse, the Conklin house, and the Hewlett house. The Williams family built their farmhouse in stages from 1820 through 1850. It was originally located in New Hyde Park before being moved to the village. There, it was renovated and restored to look like it did in 1860. Like I said, I've seen it like on field trips, and I think my girlfriend went there too a couple times, and it does look exactly like it. Like they're saying. For the workers who run the museum and give tours to visitors, the house had been a source of many scares. One day, workers were cleaning up the sitting room, preparing for another day of visitors. As one woman started dusting off a fragile set of teacups, a voice called out, "Put my teacup down." The worker was startled. Was someone playing a trick? She asked the other woman in the room, "Did you just hear that?" Nope. The other worker hadn't said a thing. In fact, she was in another room when the ghostly command was made. So who said that? Who ever said that? Oh, yeah. Who didn't want their teacups disturbed? Another time, someone was working on a project downstairs on a sewing table. Back in the 1860s, owners of the house, Henry Williams, lived with his sister, Esther. She was said to have spent most of her days working at that very sewing table. As the day went on, the woman worked at the table, heard noises upstairs. At first, the noises were easy to brush off. A subtle whoosh or bang could be explained away. Maybe the house was creaking or a squirrel was on the roof. As the hours passed, the sounds got louder and louder. Finally, it was too much to ignore, and she asked her coworker to come with her to investigate. Of course, the buddy system, and investigate the noise. What she found upstairs was chilling. While no one was been upstairs all day, the room was a mess. Trunk was open, fabric was strewed out. Could it be that Esther was angry that someone was sitting at her sewing table? Could it also have been Esther who had yelled about the teacup? Over the years, there have been other incidents, noises in the hallways, objects moving from room to room. Perhaps Esther wants to be left alone in the house to sew in peace for all eternity. I'm always I'm always intrigued about if we do pass away, when we do and when it is our time. Um, do we? Because we don't really know. I mean, we don't know if we're going to another plane of existence, or if we are going um to heaven, or we're going to hell, or is there a void? Is there like a black nothing? Like, like in Supernatural, you're just gonna sit there and just like, it's just black space, and you're still roaming around. Or are you a ghost, roaming in the thing, trying to find your way back to certain things? I don't know. I mean, there is some crazy shit, and I've seen some crazy shit myself. Um, so let's get back to the thing because there is two more houses I think they're talking about. Toward the center of the village is another house plagued by mysterious happenings. The Conch house was built in Smithtown around 1820. Its owner at the time, Thomas Thomas Halleck, which in Riverhead, where I live, there is a Halleck Town. So they're everywhere. Thomas Halleck had a tavern. One of his regular customers, Joseph, ended up marrying Halleck's niece. Thankful, yes, she was really named Thankful. Uh, you're thinking the same thing, folks. I know. I don't see you and I don't hear you, but I can sense that you are saying it as much as I'm probably like thinking that you're hearing it. You know, that person is very thankful of being just in thankful. Anyway, so uh she bought the house then from her uncle, and thankful and George and Joseph raised their two children in the home. I hope there's no hope and some I don't know. Some believe that these children haunt the Conklin house to this day. On two different occasions, visitors to the village have seen a sad-looking little girl around 8 years old near the house. One time she was sitting on the porch, and another time she was sitting on the front steps. Inside the house, the hauntings continue. Many have heard noises of children running around and playing on the home's second floor. Each time the staff assumes a group of children have gotten away from the parents or teachers, but when they reach the top of the steps, they can't find a single child. Are they just hearing things, or are the ghosts of Joseph and Thankful's children continue to play in their former house? One visitor saw the spirit of a man in the Conklin house too. She visited as a child when she spotted the man the first time. Years later, when she was 23 years old, she came back to the house again with her mother to see if the man was still there. He was, in big letters. He was. Not only that, he communicated to her that he was upset that the house had been moved from its original spot. He wasn't an angry spirit. He just wasn't very happy with the new location of the house. Maybe he didn't like visitors coming in and out of his former home all day long. Other visitors, including a second grade boy on a school trip, have spotted a ghostly woman roaming around the second floor. As the boy left the house, he asked the tour guide, "Who's the yucky lady upstairs?" Could it have been Thankful herself? Perhaps she was busy trying to quiet down her noisy, ghostly children. Uh, and the final spooky stop on our tour of the old Bethpage Villa restoration is the Hewlett House. Hewlett House, named for the family who lived there, was moved to the village in 1968. Captain Charles Hewitt built his family home in 1794. After returning from exile, which means he was sent away as punishment. Why was he exiled? He was a loyalist who fought alongside the British in the Revolutionary War. When the British lost, he was forced out of the country. He eventually passed the family home to his son Louis. The house, as it now stands, has been restored to how it looked in the 1840s when Louis was master of the house. Louis' wife died in 1840, but he continued to live in the house with his younger sister and several servants. When the Healy house first arrived at the village, security guards reported seeing a woman in white circling the house. One night, an alarm went off in the house, and one of the guards went to check it out. As he headed up the stairs, he heard two people talking downstairs. He knew he was alone, and when he walked through the darkened house, step by step, he can see that he was the only person inside. The talking stopped. He ran to the front door to get out, but it was locked. Thinking fast, he threw open a window and jumped through. A few weeks later, when he came back inside the house, he once again heard a voice. This time it was clearly a male voice, and it was laughing at him, probably when he got startled and ran. And that was the three houses or the three locations at the, hold on, I forgot, at the old Bethpage Village restoration. So there is a lot of haunted areas. I I know I think I know I mentioned this story, and I think I mentioned this other story, but I'm going to tell it anyway because it's actually really funny. Um, so my friend Jerry and his girlfriend, uh, long time ago, we thought they first met at a Dunkin' Donuts. Um, so then they met at Dunkin' Donuts. I was going with this girl from it was an old high school friend, but well anyway, so we were hanging out. We're all hanging out, except for the girl that was in Dunkin' Donuts. They first met that night, and then ever since then, they went out a couple of times, and they've been inseparable even to this day. And they have a kid. Uh, so anyway, we always meet up, go over there for coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, coffee with donuts because you have to get donuts when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and get coffee. So we always bullshit. We stand by the cars, parked and all that. We even out there when it's like drizzling rain or snow or if it's summer out. Well, anyway, so we start talking about haunted areas in Long Island, which I knew there was a couple here and there. They mentioned one place and they called me up like another night and it's like, hey, your parents used to work at Pilgrim State Hospital. And I'm like, yeah. So they've been there. I think they would have been there for, no, they retired. So they would have been there 40 years, I think, 40 something years. Um, State job, I would have gone there myself. And me and my brother, we would have been there, but, then it shut down. But anyway, so they wanted to go and check out the place. Now it's shut down. Certain buildings, they're going to be condemned, some torn down and whatnot, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, all right, we're going to check it out, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get in. Da, da, da. So my mom worked building 12, building 11, building 13. All the different buildings have different numbers, but they all coincide with underground tunnels. Um, that part could not even go and see, and I believe my mom did. There's underground tunnels. There's underground tunnels because my mom worked there, my grandma worked there, my dad worked there after, and that's how he found, that's how my mom and my dad met through my grandma, and they were together ever since. So my uncle on my mom's side, my aunt on my mom's side, no relatives on my dad's side have been over there. So pretty much most of everybody on my mom's side has worked at Pilgrim State. I had friends of mine that worked in Pilgrim State, a bartender friend that used to work in Pilgrim State before he became a bartender, I think. Um, the funny thing is, so now my friend Jerry and his girlfriend, they were like, "Oh, we gotta see if we can find ghosts." And, okay, we've all been watching Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and Ghost Asylums and whatnot. Um, so so we go in there, we go to this one place. We went to two different places. One's like a very big tower kind of thing, so you can get in there. You look up, there's nothing really in there, but you get your phone, and then you can go and ask questions or whatever. Oh, you're here, and you can put on record. Are you in this room? It's like, you don't hear nothing. Yeah. So we go to this other building where my dad worked at, and my dad worked at a masonry shop where he did like the the steps, the moldings of walls, and there's a whole bunch of guys. They all got together. They did all the cement work, all the back stuff, and, helped out with the patients and the ones that passed away. They moved them around as well. So they did everything. So we go in this one place, and I've been to this place when I was younger. I think I was like 8 or 9, somewhere around there. Um, and So they're checking out this stuff, and then there's like this area where you can walk through, and people that live near the place have walked through there. And, you see one guy with a huge beard and like his kids like walking through the forest, and then kind of like, oh my god, like kind of shook you a little bit. So again, into this one big reactor area, not reactor, but like more um kind of machine area. So they walk in there, they're like this, and they get the little flashlights and they're going around, and the shit was just funny as hell. They grab they get the little thing, they get the little flashlight. Are you there? Are you there? Yeah. And I'm right behind them, and I'm like, I look up, and I'm like, I see the big machineries that's like on a big scaffold kind of thing, and I'm just like looking, I'm like, who's up there? Who are you? No, and they're like, ah. They start running and like freaking out. And they just running. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, ah, I got you fuckers. Um, that was a funny part of it because they just like freaked, and there's always those people that freaks out because of ghosts, and which I believe that there is certain something. I seen stuff and heard stuff, but then I don't know, like chalk it up to being sleepy or like drunk and disorderly kind of thing, like passed out in a chair, like ooh, what the hell is that noise? Um, so yeah, it's crazy, but I will go and have fun with them, and uh wish I could hang out with them again. So folks, if Jerry, Evelyn, you hear this, or I'll try texting you later on. See if we can get together and hang out or something. Uh so yeah, that's I think what was it? Oh yeah. Oh no, my last thing to talk about, um Oreo cookies. I know I talked about it many times, but now they get this different flavor now. So they put Coca-Cola and Oreo cookies together. Um, and I see this in the grocery store, and my girlfriend's like, "Oh no, don't get it, no." And I dig it. I'm like, "No, I gotta try it. It's Oreo cookies. I gotta try it." So I got it, tried it out, and it is. And folks, if you ever tried the Oreo cookies with the combination of Coca-Cola, it tastes like soda on an Oreo cookie. But when you have it in your mouth, you chew it's like the whole Pop Rocks feel in your mouth. It's like or like Rice Krispies. Like you eat the Rice Krispies and then it has that popping. You know, uh, it's good, but it's a lot of sugar. So anybody that's has like a sugar thing like I do, um, don't eat so much of that. Um, I mean, yeah, I should talk because I think I had like so much of those. I mean, I got a decent amount left, but then I went out today and got like fucking Halloween candy just to, Kit Kats that are have like some kind of like pinkish chocolate thing on there. I forgot what it's called. But that's it for now. I'm looking for guests. I have asked a couple of my friends, which we're probably gonna go and do probably next month, maybe. See what happens. Uh, some guys we call that are in the podcast industry, and some that have left, and I mean they're doing their thing. They're doing family stuff. But I'm not gonna say any names of who because don't know yet. Uh, but if you would like to follow me, or please follow me. But if you are watching this on a video on YouTube, like and subscribe. Um, Leave a message on the bottom where you want to hear anything else. And also, if you're listening to this anywhere that you listen to podcasts, um, you know, rate and give it a rating, uh, and share it. Yeah, see where you want to just go and have a direction, a different direction maybe, or a different topic to listen to, or uh, ask questions like a Q&A. I don't know. Um, yeah, but so then you can just follow like some of the socials as well. You go to Linktree. That's when you look it up, you go. It's either www dot linktree. That's linktr.ee slash capital T or not, TA2SQUIDPODCAST. It gives you like the list of different areas, and they got a section for merch. So you want to get like, shirts, uh, mugs, stickers, or whatnot, and yeah, so that's pretty much that, pretty much in a nutshell. Um, Also, I was thinking because every year I try doing something for like Christmas, and I put a whole bunch of podcast themes in a hat, and I do the 12 days of Squidness, um, which I'm going to do again. I'm going to try to do this earlier, get the stuff together early so that way I don't have to worry about last minute. Um, I'm just gonna put like names in there. I'm gonna because I got stickers from different uh podcasters, and I'm gonna put them in this little uh kind of like spin wheel and pick names of like 12 names or 12 podcasters. Or I'm just gonna go through a thing, and I'm probably gonna do that today. But today being November 2nd. So, like I said, you get your daylight savings time later on tonight. So, don't worry, that was $10 and dropped in the Poland Spring bottle. Trying to do the old ways, like my dad did. Put the whole thing in there, and he got like a lot of money. So hopefully, before I die, when I'm 57, I can be able to cash in on some money and buy something before I fucking stupidly die. Um, or I might die, later on. I don't know. But anyway. Folks, take it easy. Have a good Saturday, and oh, I'm so sorry. I woke up early, but none of that. You want to hear my little battle. Well, you heard my battle before. You don't need to hear more, I guess. Um, yeah. So, what is your favorite horror movies? What is your fear, your most promising fear that you don't, you hate? Um, what's your favorite Oreo cookie? Uh, what's your favorite costume in Halloween? And, you know, put some stuff out there. Now, I'll try to run it by, take a look, and see what you guys put together. See if the Squid Army comes about. And I really want to try to make a crazy shirts or something, but see what happens. All right, folks. Have a good day. See you in the next video, which I don't know if it's gonna be next week or a week after. Uh, I'm not saying I'm doing these because I'm losing the lack of doing the podcast. No, I am not. I mean, I love doing it. It's just it's time wise, it's time consuming. Um, and especially when you're doing the shit by yourself. So when you're doing the shit by yourself, uh, you tend to do almost everything. I'm going to give helpful helpful advice when you're doing a podcast by yourself. Um, because I tried to in the beginning, I did it, and I found a app, which was Anchor. Now that's uh, Spotify podcasters. But when Anchor was around, you could be able to go on your phone, do your whole thing on your phone, and then do a little episode here. And I did that, you know, nonstop. I did like almost every day. I had like an episode. I'm doing this, and I was doing like a vlog basically of what was going on. Oh, I'm going into work. I'm doing this. It's raining out. Blah 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 blah. Halloween month, I was doing a movie a day. Um, but always, my advice is always try to be one step ahead of what you're doing. Um, like you're doing your videos or you're doing your episodes or if you're doing a video, and then because when you're doing, the thing what I'm doing on this right now, which is the Zoom chat, which is awesome because you got your video, you got your audio, and they split it. So you can be able to use the audio somewhere, you can use the video for YouTube or wherever. So you don't have to go and try to split it yourself. A lot of people have gone through that where you had to split it. I didn't have to because, well, in the beginning I was doing video, which my thing was like, I like to be heard, not seen. Um, I'm not one to be, I don't think I'm a very photogenic person. Uh, I don't think I have a face for, uh, you know, being, well, I had a friend of mine said that I had a face like a serial killer, but, um, which I don't mind playing that. Like, if I was doing that in a movie, I'll play the strong silent type and kill you in your sleep kind of guy. Yes. But I like to do like the ones where I talk and you don't see who it is, but then you can hear me do whatever. So if you plan on doing a podcast, you know, do stick with what you know. If you want to be doing stuff where your voice is good, do it with your voice. If you're okay with videos, you do videos. You want to try to do both, you do both. But then try to do some extra shit. Like me, I do episode art just to show what I was doing. And then it kind of brings them in. Uh, and it takes a lot out of you after doing it for like 3, 4 years by yourself. Um, it'd be nice to do one where it's with somebody. So that way the slack comes off you. So you can do the one certain thing and then you don't have to worry about like five other fucking things. Um, like shirt wise, I try to do my best putting shirts together. Uh, thanks to certain sites, like threadless.com, they got everything set up already. All you gotta do is just put your picture in there and they handle all the stuff, which is great. Um, stickers, you can get them anywhere. I know I'm just babbling on, but yeah, so like subscribe, follow, rate, um, share. So whatever you want to do with the episode, do. with kindness. But I love all the Squiddies out there. You know, you guys are. I've been trying to get a PO box. Um, I don't really ask for anything. You know, I don't want to ask for anything. I don't want to be like that person. Like, oh, I would like this. I would like that. I like this. I'm like, no, I mean, but I was gonna get the PO box if you guys want to send something like a care package or some fun tidbits. Like, oh, look what I found. Maybe you'd like to talk about this, and, you know, and whatnot. So if you think I should do a PO box, let me know. If you don't want think I don't need to do a PO box, let me know. You know, that's it. So you're kind of like the uh oh yeah. And the thing that I don't really talk about is the presidential stuff. But election day is Tuesday, um, I think, because apparently I have off. Uh, so I don't know who you're voting for. Me, I'm not voting for no one. I haven't voted for anybody. I haven't voted since I was 19. Um, that was like the first time when you say, "Oh, you get to vote." All right, you're in high school, they let you vote. That was the only fucking time. But after that, I'm like, why? Oh, your vote matters. No, it doesn't. I mean, it does, but it doesn't to me. I think I have more interest in the P. Diddy fucking case than I do with presidential stuff. Alrighty, folks. I think I talked too much about anything now. I might look at comic book or something. Um, what's funny? Yeah, I got a couple right here. There's an X-Man and an X-Factor. So, uh, I might go and check it out. I might go and get more comic books again. I don't know. I might do that. See what happens. All right, folks. I talked too much. Take it easy. Have a good night. And I'm bid you adieu.